Hello, good evening. It's another Friday here on Ghana's #1 CTV. My name is Valentina Ofori Afriyie. You're welcome to the show Facts of the Week. We come your way every Friday from 6:30 to 7:30. This is the show that separates the wheat from the chaff, the propaganda from the truth and the facts. Everything that has happened this week, we want to tell you what the truth is, what the facts are, and then demystify the propaganda and all that. I'm sure you had a fantastic weekend. I'm sure you know what happened this week. The Chief Justice suspended, went to court, her case and all matters arising. And also the one that is currently trending, the arrest of NPP Ashanti Regional Chairman Wontumi Bernard Enchibuesiako, Chairman Wontumi. The NPP is livid. They've massed up at the NIB headquarters. They are demanding one thing: release Wontumi. They say the 50 million Ghana cedi bail set by the Yoko is outrageous. It's never happened before. Is that true? This is what we seek to find out tonight here on Facts of the Week. Facts of the Week is live on CTV, Ghana's #1. We're also live on Facebook, my CTVGH. Feel free to post your comments there, share and like the page, and also send us a message on the WhatsApp number 020-066-8486. Fact of the Week is supported by Wood for Life. Great furniture is made by Fairnats. They are the ones who have been gracious enough to give us this set, and also supported by the best natural mineral water on the market, Akwaba Natural Mineral Water, quenching thirst and nourishing the nation with pure, clean, refreshing Akwaba Natural Mineral Water. We'll be back and I'll introduce my guests. Welcome back to Facts of the Week. My name is Valentina Ofori Afriyie. Tonight with me I have two doctors. On my left is Dr. Frederick Ntiamwa, lecturer, University of Ghana, Legon, and also on my right, Dr. Desmond Kofi Annan, broadcast journalist here at CMG. Good evening, gentlemen. You're welcome.
Good evening. Well, this doctor thing...
it's crazy problem, yeah?
We are proper doctors.
I hope your doctor is doctor. Yeah. It's doctor, yeah. How's your week been? Everything okay?
By His grace, we cannot complain.
Okay.
Since God has given to us. And Ghana too is cool, so I mean, I would say everybody is not complaining, so I can't also complain.
Okay. Well, the NPP people are complaining, actually.
Well, that's their problem.
Because of they say, continuous detention or unlawful detention of the Ashanti Regional Chairman, Wontumi. So, this week, this is how this whole thing panned out. On Tuesday, it started from Monday, actually, when some officers from the NIB, or as people call them, National Security, went to the house of Wontumi, because he had defied an invitation from the CID. He was told he was going to report. And so he came to Accra on Monday. He had to go back the following day, Tuesday. So Tuesday, after he was done at the CID headquarters, we heard later on, as the narrative was, that he was arrested, stopped in the middle of the road by National Security operatives, 7 pickup, some people put it that way, and he was taken into Yoko custody. Now his lawyer, Apiakubi, came to clarify that it was not a Rambo-style arrest, as people are making it believe, but it was arrest that was carried out in accordance with the law because Yoko had that arrest warrant. Tuesday, he was picked up Tuesday evening. He was granted bail, 50 million Ghana cedis, 2 sureties to be justified. And this is where the whole hullabaloo started. Now, they have not been able to meet that bail condition. But some people say that this is a deliberate attempt to keep him in custody. So on your screen, Yoko picks up Chairman Wontumi after CID visit. And that is where the whole story started, May 27, 2025. That's what you have on your screen. There's also reactions from a lot of people. They said Wontumi should be released, bail 50 million, and people think that this is too much. That Wuntumi's bail condition by Yoko arbitrary harsh. That is lawyer Enoch Afuakwa, who is a member of the Wuntumi's team. He says it is harsh. Is it harsh? Let me begin with you. So, listen to Kofi Befi.
This is a protest of MPP, you know. So anybody who is part of the fraternity can decide to come and show solidarity. That is the essence of whatever we are doing. I believe seriously and strongly that it is high time these people change their mind on what they are doing. It doesn't make sense. I mean, it is absolutely stupidity at the highest level for this thing to be happening in modern day Ghana, a place we call Ghana, where we believe in rule of law, where we are being ruled by a constitution. I mean, nobody should behave like this. And so we are here not because we are part of the minority, but because we are MPP. It is MPP business.
So that's the Member of Parliament for New Jabin South, Michael Ochibefi, this afternoon at the Yoko head office, saying that the 50 million cedi bail condition doesn't make sense. Prior to they being there yesterday, the minority members who came to Parliament, there were about 26 of them, marched, they boycotted Parliament, walked out of Parliament because the minority leader, Osahin Alexander Kwame Apenyomakin, raised the matter on the floor of Parliament. He wanted Parliament's intervention. The first Deputy Speaker in the chair said that this is not a matter of Parliament. So if they had any issues with the bail condition, they have to go to court. And Parliament was not the forum. The minority said that they were going to boycott everything Parliament until Chairman Wontumi was released. So we saw them march from Parliament to the Yoko head office. They sat on the floor, the bare ground, I should say, waiting. They had to leave later on in the evening. That's that on your screen there. When the minority members decided to sit, and in protest of what they say, the long overdue detention of Wontumi, they wanted him released. After a few hours, just around 7 p.m., they left and promised to come back today. But surprisingly, today, they didn't boycott parliamentary proceedings, as they had said. They came on the floor of Parliament, participated in debate, and then individually, they decided to go to the Yoko head office. That's how you heard Michael Ochibefi there talking about what happened. Now, Dr. Frederick Ntiamwa, let me begin with you. There's 50 million Ghana cedis. The NPP says it's senseless. It's never happened before.
Good evening, Valentina. And I want to say good evening to all your viewers across the globe. If they say it's never happened before, then I'm beginning to think that this is the first of its kind, which is not true. It's not factual. If we check our facts, we realize that we were in the country where we had Alfred Agbesiwayomi was given a bill of 54 million Ghana cedis. Recently, we saw Kwabena Edubuahin, National Signal Bureau. He was given 120 million. They went to court and was reduced to 80 million Ghana cedis. So, whatever they are saying, I don't know. But it looks like when they are in opposition, then they begin to behave as people who are suffering from dissociative and amnesia. See, they begin to forget almost everything, not selective. You see, selective means they remember parts, but dissociative means they don't acknowledge anything that has happened in the past 8 years. Because if they recall a lot of these things, then they will know that for Ghana, this is not the first time we are giving such a bill. And it depends on the magnitude of the offense. What offense has this man committed, and what is the reason why he has been sent to Yoko? We need to look at it. We are talking about fraud. We are talking about issues because we listened to the Deputy Attorney General Justice. Yeah, and he mentioned the reason why the man is in Yoko custody.
Said money laundering
and
fraud,
all that. And so,
financial loss
if you
to the
look
state.
at the weight or the gravity of the offense, then one will have to think that you can't just give any bail condition that the person will just walk away, because you might not know the next 24 hours where his whereabouts is going to be.
Okay.
So they put things.
So,
in
but they
place.
can seize his passports and other documents so he can travel.
Well, you see, that's the law. IOCO has the mandate, and per what they have been doing over the years, this is not the first time. Because if you look at Alfred Wyoming's issue, it happened in 2012. That was NDC in power. It wasn't MPP. So somebody that was seen as the one of the biggest financier of the party, once the person went against the rules of the game, they had to send the person through the normal process. And I think it's one of those processes that Wontumi is also going through. So I don't believe that the 50 million, because in any case, we've seen this man display enormous wealth in terms of gold bars. Some people says allegedly one of them is about 1 kilo. So now we know the price of a kilo of gold bar.
Somebody wanted to buy Chelsea.
Somebody
club.
wanted to buy Chelsea for $3.1 billion. So if that same person cannot meet just 50 million Ghana cedis, because I'm saying just not because I can easily afford, but the person we are talking about and the gravity or the weight of.
And on the screen is the letter he wrote to the Chelsea Football Club.
That's about 3 points.
Yes, when he expressed interest to buy Chelsea. And you see, you can, as the letter is going, you can just read it. You know how much Wontumi submission of bid for purchase of Chelsea Football Club, and he was really interested in buying that.
3.1 billion.
Yes, 3.1.
So somebody who at one point in time
$1 billion.
Yes,
actually
billion, no cities, no,
cities.
it's nowhere close. This money we are talking about is just a matter of $50,000 because if you use the current rate, that's.
But that's where the NPP have a problem. That's why they say this is just meant to keep the man there, because if you'd given him self-recognizance bail, he would have bought any of his properties and then he would have been able to meet the bail conditions. But you're giving him 50 million, 2 sureties. How many Ghanaians have 50 million?
Oh, okay. So that is the reason why, as an individual, when you are given a position or when you are working as whether a party member working for a particular political party, you need to be mindful of the fact that in democracy, we have 2 things. One is that democracy will offer you opportunity. I can sit on this show and say without thinking twice that if it's not democracy, some people occupying or some people who once occupied certain offices wouldn't have had the opportunity. It's just because of democracy. And so if that person had the opportunity because of democracy, which is one arm of democracy, giving you opportunities, the other is accountability. And at any point in time, you should be ready to account for whatever you do, the kind of decisions you take, the kind of words you use, all the things that you do. Be prepared that once democracy gives you that freedom, that opportunity and privilege to serve in a particular area of expertise, you should also be prepared at any point in time to account. So if you have done his things well, I'm not sure they're going to put 50 million on me if I've not done anything. So depending on the kind of things he's involved in, because we've had, allegedly, we've heard about the fact that he took $10 million from Exim Bank for maize farm, which never see the day of light. We also saw that, and we've also heard allegedly that he's taking about 50 million from Cocoa Board for
the construction
of roads. So
and even the NPP themselves held that press conference in Ashanti region and said that the roads are not there, the money is not there. So they were asking.
If we look at Galamsey, during their time, Akunta mining and the involvement in all these illegalities, the money we are talking about, people are quoting a whooping sum of $500 million worth of contracts.
So that's
that
that
was given
Cocoa
to
Board
him.
letter on the screen. Rehabilitation of and construction of roads in cocoa growing areas. Construction of Dadieso, Akontomra Road. That's it.
So Valentina, if we look at the money that in the past 8 years, the corporate, the one who is now in custody at the IOCO office, I learned that with the Intel, he's been transferred to NIB currently. So such an individual who has been able to receive a contract totaling a sum of
45 million.
Not this one alone. With all the contracts he's received in the past 8 years, allegedly is close to a sum of $500 million.
Yeah.
So such a person, if you look at the gravity of the offense and the money involved, 50 million is a peanut in terms of Ghana cedis. And I think that, I mean, they have just been very magnanimous with him, with 50 million. Those who are quoting, let's look at Kwabena Dubois. It's still 80, and they had to meet the conditions. The case of Wyoming.
So how is it that it was easy for Kwabena Dubois to meet that 80 million Ghana cedi?
So that is why we are here.
See, and that's it. High Court grants former Director General of NSB, Kwabena Dubois and wife, 80 million cedis bail.
Yeah. So the reason why this evening we are discussing this issue is the fact that everybody is afraid. See, now the issue is that if you come out with such a huge amount of money,
2 people can do it. 250.
Yeah, 2 people. Yeah, so 2 people. So 250 million Ghana cedis worth of property. If you find yourself associated with a political party at any point in time, as per the mandate of IOCO, you can be called to come and explain how you acquired the property, and that is where I think that people are running away from accountability.
And the Financial Intelligence Center is also there, FIC.
So if you had made this money genuinely, you can just walk in and say that, yes, I want to stand in for the person. But if you know that your hands are not clean, then there's no way you can get up and walk there and say, I want to stand in. And I'm sure that is where the challenge
and
is.
that's the point the former Member of Parliament for Tema East, former Greater Accra Regional Minister, Ni Kwate Titus Glover, made this afternoon at the IOCO head office. He said that that is a trap because people are afraid to come out and say, okay, take, because once you give the document, the IOCO would have to go and check and prove that, okay, this is yours and this is the amount. Then they would have to now turn on you to come and investigate you on how you were able to come by that property at that amount. So that's why people are afraid. So then they will have to get more than 5 people. But this bail condition is 2 sureties. Not more than 2. So you can't take like 5 people coming together to raise this.
Yes, and I think that, you see, what the minority is doing is not helping the person who is now at the IOCO office.
Really?
Because, yes, somebody has committed some form of blunder, fraud, money laundering, all these kind of things, and now he's in custody. What you can do, if you think that the bail condition is too harsh, go to court. Because we were here in the country not long ago, just about 5 months ago, and we had our own Venerable Afenyomakin walk to Supreme Court, summon all the judges. At 10 a.m., by close of noon, the judges have been able to give a verdict.
Yes.
And so somebody who is a friend of the Supreme Court, why is he running away from the Supreme Court? That's the question we should ask.
But even this one, the High Court can deal with this matter.
So, well, if he was able to go to Supreme Court and get a verdict done in, a short time, then High Court as well, he will be able to do that. And so my question is that why is he running away? Why is he not facing the law? Why is he not running to the Supreme Court or the High Court or any other, court of competent jurisdiction? So these are the things that the ordinary mind is asking. These are the questions that everybody is asking. That, so why are you on the streets? Even on the streets, we did not inform the police ahead of time.
Not
because
at all.
For protests,
they just marched to.
So the same law maker is breaking the law, which is not right. And I think that the precedent they are setting for, the ordinary people, they are trying to tell everybody that you need power to be able to walk over institutions, to be able to break laws, to be able to do anything that you want to do in the country, which is not the best for us as a country. And I think somebody has to call them to order.
Okay.
Yes.
Dr. Ntiama, grateful. Now, he made a very important point about the members of parliament marching from parliament to IOCO without even telling the police, gathering, protesting. That's a form of protest. And this brings me to the
Occupy
Julobi House, and even the demonstration against Galamsey. They told the police in time, wrote to the police, but when they started, some of the organizers were picked up. And then the police said, even when 2 or 3 people had gathered, I remember very well the Felicity matter, they had gathered at 37, they were standing there. The police said it was unlawful gathering, unlawful assembly, even when the police was aware about it. So if the police had moved in to arrest the minority members, would they have broken any law? They just allowed them. The NPP members also gathering or massing up at the NIB headquarters. Was it lawful? Are they aware of that? But let's watch Dr. Bawumia when he appeared just around 5:30 this evening at the NIB headquarters.
I must record that the bail conditions that have been set for Chairman Wontumi bail, 50 million Ghana, is very onerous. I don't know how many people in Ghana can have property with 50 million Ghana cedis. I believe that this was just set to prevent release. We are going to follow the due process, the legal process, to make sure that he's released as soon as possible. I want to plead with all to remain calm as we do the scenes to make sure that he is out. I believe that we will be successful, but we have to be calm and not take the law into our own hands. I think it's very important that we follow due process and make sure that Chairman Wontumi is released safe and sound. Thank you very much for your attention.
Presidential candidate of the NPP. Dr. Adasma Kofi Annan, Dr. Bawumia is re-echoing the point of the NPP. He says, how many Ghanaians can meet that 50 million Ghana cedis?
Well, at this point, everything seems to make sense to whoever is in the heat. So you will talk and listen to yourself and everything, whether or not it is sensible for you, it will make sense.
No, but I'm surprised because we've had some members of the NPP say they have money. I mean, during their parliamentary primaries, we had people who said they had cash and they gave delegates money.
Yes.
So all of a sudden, 2 people can make up for
it. Around this table, you have made a profound statement that if you show your head in this matter...
I'm the one who said it. Titus Brother who said it.
So, Uncle Titus, at this point, you should rather encourage, so that people will come and assist. Because, don't worry, nobody will investigate you. Nobody will investigate you. Because, Val, if this thing doesn't happen, and I find it so preposterous and unfortunate that a party like NPP, with all the efforts, all the whether good or bad of Chairman Wontumi, nobody in the party is willing or ready to stand in for this man.
It's not as if they are not willing and ready.
What is your fear?
Yesterday, there was a supporter of the NPP. He works with Wontumi TV.
Yes.
He sat there and said that if they sell all of them there, together with the MPs, they can't raise the 50 million.
Wow, in this country, we've had... You remember the UT Holdings case?
Yes.
Mr. Amoabe. How much was his bail condition? That was about 110 million. So, but he was able to raise it.
I don't
even
think
as an individual, not a politician.
I don't think that if it were the courts that gave that, MPP would have had a problem.
So it's just because it's Yoko.
So let's see, maybe if they take him to court, because again, they are saying they've gone beyond the 48 hours.
No. You see, that's even a problem that
And that's what the supporters are running with.
We were trying to get some explanations.
So that's the Kofi Amwabin bill, 110 million Ghana cedi, 2020.
Exactly. That is also a bill. We are talking about 110 million. And you would have given you 50 million after all considerations.
So that's half.
Yes. After
Not
all,
even up to
exactly.
half.
After all considerations, looking at the gravity as at now, as alleged against you, the issues about money laundering and all that. I've heard people talk about the fact that Yoko does not have locals.
And they said Yoko is even working together with the FBI to secure some of the proceeds.
So we've heard, and we believe so to be true. Val, my point is that I do not find it very interesting that Chema Wuntumi is not having or is not getting people to in fact stand for him. It saddens my heart, and it is a wake-up call to all politicians that in all your dealings and all your things that you do, please
build friends who can
stand for you.
I'm sure Kennedy Japan would have easily done that.
Maybe,
but he is standing surety for Professor Amia Okunfi in his bill, so he can't also extend that.
Exactly the point. Dr. Mahmoud Baumia should be able to do that. I thought, because we had indication that, this afternoon we were
monitoring. Yes, they said he was mobilizing and leading the charge that he was going to be released.
Every press conference. But you see, Kwame, Val, the most important matter for me is that it is not out of the roof. In fact, the Yoko's mandate in all of these criminal matters cannot be whitewashed by anything to say that they have sidestepped or overstepped their boundaries and all that. If you see, and the law is clear that if you are granted a bail condition and you think that you cannot, or in your estimation you think it's like what they refer to this particular one as absurd, using all sorts of adjectives to describe it, go to court. I'm surprised that by this time they are not even in court looking for.
Want to start a business?
For the court to intervene.
Start with an address.
Because I don't get it.
They should take a cue from the Edubuahin lawyers.
Exactly. But this one, it is trite. But this is trite knowledge that
you think the lawyers or the lawmakers in MPP don't know that's what they have to do?
There is something that needs to come out for us to know.
So why wouldn't they go to court then?
That is the question. That is the elephant in the room. That is what we all don't understand. In fact, players in the sector, everybody is wondering why they have decided, and Apia could be the lawyer for Wuntumi, for whatever reason, seasoned lawyer. He's very sharp, I must say. He has decided not to go, and in fact he has
to act on the instructions of his clients.
But your client at this time is not thinking straight. So take the best of decisions for him.
Maybe they've decided to engage Yoko. They are pleading with Yoko. They can also have that conversation with Yoko to reduce the bail condition, can't they?
No. At this point, Yoko's position has been made clear. It is only the court who can even increase or reduce it.
Really?
Yes.
Yoko can't?
No. Yoko has. If Yoko would have declined or brought the bill term down, they would have done that long ago. Yeah. Clearly, Remonacha and his people have decided that, looking at the gravity of the offense as alleged, they cannot do anything than to still maintain their position. That is why yesterday they didn't even give audience to the minority leader and his court. So far. I think that they should do the right thing and help the man. Right now, their party should find a way of helping this man get out and then have some respite, put himself together. Because right now, don't forget, it is likely that when even Yoko leaves him, there's another something waiting for him. FBI. You understand? It is not the best of situations for Wuntumi at this moment. And I don't know why there's this lackadaisical attitude of going to the court. A fortnight, these people would always tell you, go to court. If you have a problem, go to court. And this is Classical example, you can go to court and seek redress. And I'm surprised.
Yesterday, the first deputy speaker said it on the floor.
Yes, I'm surprised that nobody wants to go to court on this matter. Now,
but they're saying that Yoko should charge them to court. Should charge Wontumi to court because it's been more than the 48 hours.
We were trying to get
that. If you listen to the lawyer,
Apiakubi.
yeah, and the Apiakubi, he explained the reason why they don't want to go. The process will delay. You see, they were thinking of filing an ex parte, which is not possible at this moment because now if you go, you have to go serve the respondents.
Yes, on notice.
And once you serve them, it's going to take some time for them to respond.
Yeah.
And he said if they follow that process, it might take maybe by Tuesday, Wednesday, before the court will sit for them to have any hearing.
But now, as we speak, he's still in custody. He's going to still go to that Monday and Tuesday.
So they are thinking that,
whipping up enthusiasm, the people will be charged.
Yes, the people will be charged and all that. But he also made a statement that people are complaining that his human rights has been abused, which is not true because the lawyer has admitted in the interview that he granted at Eripa, he said once the arrest was with a warrant, this 48 hours thing doesn't work. It works with arrest that has no warrant. An arrest that has warrants, you can stay in as long as the process is still ongoing.
But, I mean, he didn't even meet more than the 48 hours.
No,
he was arrested on Tuesday.
People are making other interpretations, saying that, we are infringing on his human rights and all that. But his lawyer has stated, and that's why I'm saying that the lawyer understands why he's not going to court. He knows that these 48 hours people are pushing him. He stated it, that the person was arrested with a warrant. And with a warrant, the 48-hour rule doesn't apply. And so if you are pushing you that go 48 hours, is it when you go, the court will throw it away because it doesn't work that way. The other option is to make sure that you now go and see they will review the bail condition, which that one is still subject to the court.
But interestingly, this position, these lawyers, and I'm glad that your producer has put this particular. That was what I was looking for, Article 14.3.
Protection of personal liberty.
Yes, and it talks about the 48-hour rule. You remember the Martin Pebu 3 or so?
Yes.
So the bail was given before the elapse of this 48 hours.
Yes. The bail was given on Wednesday.
Now you are supposed to meet the bail condition to be able to go home.
Yes.
You have not been able to meet it. And you are telling Yoko to be the person to go to court.
They have to take him to court because it's more than 48 hours.
No. And Yoko is not going because he knows that he issued a warrant for your arrest.
Exactly.
And aside from that, I've granted you bail. Meet the condition and go home.
So Val, the point is that all of this hula baloo about the figures being too high and all that. We've had several examples, and if there's time, we can give several examples of bail conditions that are even harsher than these ones. You understand? And these were not even politicians.
This guy, Gregory Afoko.
What happened to him?
After he was being acquitted and discharged, he still spent 10 years in prison.
Exactly.
So he was granted bail and he was still kept in.
So we are not saying that we're excited. No. But who we're excited in the arrest of Wontumi? No. Me, I'm sitting here, I'm not excited. And family. But the law is the law.
It's the law.
Yes.
No.
The law is the law.
According
you understand?
To
Yes. So let us allow the system to work. I mean, when I saw the honorable members walking from Parliament to Yoko office, I thought that.
So is it that they don't know?
They know.
Or
it is part of the game they all play. I mean, both parties, that's what they do. Let's not shy away from that.
Yes.
That's what they do. And so when it happens like that, you will play a certain gimmick and some shenanigans here and there for things to happen, thinking that when they do this, it will shake in the grounds, then something will happen. Maybe a powerful, or maybe the head of state will call his appointor or something and say, Charlie, we don't want too much attention in the system. But I'm happy that after all these things and certain videos we've watched, provocation here and there of the policemen and all that, the police were very calm and contained them. Because yesterday, some of the videos that we saw as a media house, and you have seen them, wow, posture doesn't make sense in any way. I mean, but the police took their, kept their calmness.
A pickup blocking the police vehicle that was coming and all that.
You know, and so some of these things are not things that inure too much to enhance. In enhancing the democracy of the state. And so we want to thank the police for so far so good. I don't know what is going to happen in the next few hours now that he's been taken to the NIB for further, what do you call it? I don't know. I don't know what the party people who have amassed there will be doing and all that. We just pray that at the end of the day, there will be finality to the issue. Buntumi will be able to leave the Yoko debacle, have some things to do, and then come back again. Maybe now meet them in court and deal with the matter. Other than that, Val, I do not think that we are doing anything. The MPP themselves are helping the cause of Buntumi, and we need to. Some of these things we need to, and I'm happy that today you have leading members of the party making references to the fact that we cannot continue like this as a nation. Well,
some are saying that there's going to be a retaliation of a sort.
Oh no! Yes,
because they believe that the NPP is coming back to power in 2028.
Oh, that's good. That's fine. It is everybody's dream. It is good to have such expectations and what do you call it? And so, but I'm saying that I have heard. What's his name? Osahin speak about the fact that we cannot continue like this as a nation. So I am just taking his word and getting myself rest assured that in the future, even though it is not to say what the Yoko is doing is bad or it is wrong, by law it is correct. You've been arrested, but maybe there are certain things that you were expecting that maybe the officer would have some audience with them, grant them some audience, which but they are not getting.
Dr. Bawumia got access and had audience. But based on what he said, I don't think the party members will still be at NIB headquarters, because his press conference or address to them is, he said, he's calming them down and they are going to use every legal means to ensure the man is out. You got access to the man. You didn't meet the bail conditions. You have come out. No, even this evening, Dr. Bawumia was allowed inside. Exactly. He spoke to them. So he came after his engagement with them. So it clearly shows that, Charlie, the thing, he's not going home to.
Yes. So to end it, I just want to urge, the people in the party who have the capacity.
They should come forward.
They should come forward. They shouldn't fear anything. Don't fear. Just come forward. Come and help a brother.
No, so I'm thinking, so if it's difficult for people in MPP to stand as sureties, just 50 million Ghana cedis, how then are they going to run their primaries? Because we know the research CDD has done on how much it will cost people to even win parliamentary primaries, because they're now going to do internal elections from their constituencies to region to national, then parliamentary, executive, national executive. So where would they get the money to do all these things?
You think they don't have the money?
They have the money. It's not that they don't have money.
So then what is the problem? Why
they have the money, but not for this cause. For this cause, no.
That is why I find it very interesting that, to me, after all the things that, whether good or bad, some of the things he said on radio and TV were not very nice, were not very palatable to say, and all that. The attacks on the current president and all that was needless and all that. That, to me, has been very instrumental for somebody who is seeking to be the next chairman, national chairman of the party. And he's in this situation and nobody seems to care about him. Just come forward, bring 2 sureties, 2 MPP can say, nobody can come and say we want to. No.
This is just a lesson to a lot of people who are in power politics today. That once you are in power, make sure that you be kind to people. See, people occupy positions and they lord themselves over every individual. They don't even want to I may speak to the same person he used to talk to some years ago when he had nothing. So I think that it's a lesson, because I'm sure if he had helped a lot of people, I'm sure by now they also be in good standing to come and, standing as sureties for him.
Okay.
But if you are not going to help anybody, but you only come to studio to display your 1 kilogram weight
gold. This
of
is
gold.
rare gold.
Yes. And at that, if you watch the video, he had about 5 or 6 of them.
In his
That is
handbag.
huge money. He was just picking it from his pocket onto the table. And so, no matter what you are doing in this world, if you get opportunities, pick people up and make sure them, at least if you can't bring them to your level, they are somewhere.
Okay.
Because one day you will need them to help you.
Exactly.
The issue about minority.
Look, let me hold you there, and let's watch Wontumi talking about his assets in Kumasi, and then we'll go for a break from our sponsors,
500.
Fair Nuts, and then when we come back, you continue your point. This is Fact of the Week here on CTV.
Somebody who says
about 100 houses. You go to Kwadas. Kumasi here alone, I have about 100 houses. You go to Kwadas. Kwadas here alone. There's some place I have built about 69 houses, and my houses, you can see. Where are them? It's not about boasting here and there. Where are them? Where is the identity? Where can they see them? Anything they have, I have more. I'm the governor of the Ashanti. I have more. That is why they say Ashantis are proud. Ashantis are proud.
So that's the governor of Ashanti region. In a particular area, 69 houses. The whole Ashanti region, about 100 houses. But he needs 2 people to stand as sureties in a bail of 50 million. And we are still here. We'll be back after this.
Excellent furnishing in a real estate business is a great deal for survival. My struggles as a young estate developer were cut short when I discovered Fernart Ghana. With quality furniture made from the finest woods and amazing after-sale service, Fernart Ghana changed my story with every single home I built. It's a one-stop shop that serves the interests of clients with a variety of living room and dining sets, solid wood kitchen installations, wardrobes, doors, cabinets, beds, pergolas, floor parquets, and many other wooden product that will last a lifetime. With Fernat Ghana, all clients are offered the opportunity to customize furniture to their specifications, and the smile on their faces says it all. Thanks to Fernat, now your home can look beautiful with furniture that would last for generations. Visit Fernat Ghana today and share my story. Locate us at Deniba Estate, Osu, Accra, or call 0303-966-085 or 055-278-4097. Think wood, think Fernat.
Welcome back to Facts of the Week on Ghana's #1 CTV. We are live on Facebook, my CTV GH. Tonight we are discussing the 50 million Ghana cedi bail and 2 sureties condition for the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the NPP, Wontumi, which the NPP says is outrageous and they want something done about it. They say it's a political arrest and the government just wants to keep Wontumi in custody and they are threatening to pay back. My guests on my right, Dr. Desmond Kofi Annan, broadcast journalist with us here, CMG, and also Dr. Frederick Ntiamo, lecturer, University of Ghana, Legon. On my right, we've discussed this. Some messages have come through our WhatsApp number 020-066 8486. Fact of the week is supported by Wood is for Life. Great furniture is made by Fairnat, and also Akwaba Natural Mineral Water, quenching thirst and nourishing the nation with pure, clean, refreshing Akwaba Natural Mineral Water. We are live on your TV every Friday, 6:30 to 7:30. There's a repeat on Saturdays at 10:30 a.m. Make a date with us as well. And in case you missed any part of the program, you can go on Facebook, my CTV GH. You can post your comments there, and then we will read it to you. Doc has some messages before.
Yes, Val, we have this one coming through. Says, hi, I'm watching you live inside Accra. Tracy Mensah says, NPP never again. Your conclusion, they are nodding. I don't think I can. Lucrative. Nunana Siki says, more fire. Ahmed Awal Abdullahi Zakari says, God bless you. These are the news we should be spreading day and night, and not okay, Awal. These are not kind words for Chemawun to me at all. Osetutu says, watching you live from Italy. Then government to partner. This one says, government to partner with private sector to build cashew processing. Yes,
he's talking about his own matter.
Exactly. So, couple of them. Wow, a dozen. So, this one too says, "Oh, good show. I love it." Imam Biadamba says he's watching us live from Paris, in France. Never NPP, never again. Okay. All right. So, Val, yes.
This is interesting. Whilst the NPP members were there today, their national organizer was leading some political parties to petition the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps on the suspension of the Chief Justice, Nana Boache. Was leading some NPP people to petition the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps on the suspension of Chief Justice Getri Tokono. They want the diplomatic community to wade into the matter so that the president would reverse the decision after going to court and losing the injunction applications and all that. So we'll talk about it subsequently. Doc, you were making a point before.
I am shocked.
You are shocked?
About what you said.
Oh, really?
That they are
they
calling on the diplomatic
they did. So
come in.
To do what?
To overthrow our constitution.
They say it is troubling political development in the West African Sahel regions. So we recall the dismay. They go on and on and on and on and on.
What is troubling?
And okay, so they say we, the coalition of political parties, believe that the petitions against Chief Justice Tokono and the subsequent suspension represent a direct attack on the independence of the judiciary and a challenge to democratic governance.
The judiciary is not complaining.
We respectfully appeal to your esteemed office and through you to the entire diplomatic corps in Ghana to urgently intervene and support us in defending judicial independence
in the
and the future of Ghana. They want to, yes, but they want the diplomatic community to urge the government of Ghana to rescind the suspension of the Chief Justice Getri Tokono and reinstate her promptly. They have to reinforce the expectation of international community that Ghana will uphold the rule of law. They also have to mobilize diplomatic channels to closely monitor
Ghana is a sovereign nation, and no country, nobody anywhere can overthrow our constitution and impose anything on us. I mean, these things we should make it clear to people. The law is the law and will forever be the law. You see, whatever process that is ongoing, I think that the Chief Justice is knowledgeable enough and he should know better. We said in camera, there's a reason why the framers of the constitution made that statement or that put that clause in the constitution that in camera, and this is something that you have stood by all these years when people had issues. You had to do that for them. When we were talking about the issue of Charlotte Osei and all this, it happened, right? The issue of the Shrag boss,
Loretta Lamte.
It happened same. So why is it that now it's your turn and you want the whole constitution to subvert?
Justice Derry, there's 3 justices.
Yes.
So Paul Taderi and the others.
Constitution suspended because she's special.
No, she says that she has the right to waive That's in camera.
Which part of the Constitution states that she has the right to
that
wait?
is, you see, so this is what we have experienced for the past 8 years. People use their own discretion, their own sentiment, their own way of thinking to interpret our Constitution for us. Because that is how come at one point in time she is imposing something on the Speaker of Parliament, when we clearly know that even though we have 3 arms of government, oversight responsibility is there, but you don't impose on one.
Exactly.
Now, whatever we are doing with the judiciary is check and balance. We've realized that things are not going well. Even the executive, we have processes to impeach government or president. So the executive is not all in all. There's check and balance for the executive. And the same applies to the judiciary. So if today we are applying what the Constitution says to you, the same Constitution you use to jail the plantain, the one who went,
plantain thief.
Yes, the one who went to steal just ordinary fingers of plantain. The one who went for some few tubers of yam and all that. The same law, and now the same law is biting you and you are running away. Are we saying that our judicial system is not fair because now she is the one facing the law? No, it has always been fair. We've seen videos where she was exchanging words with lawyer Tadio Sorry. To the point that she says, what I am saying is final. And nobody challenges her.
Because she's the president of the bar, of the bench.
If today, somebody is also there and you are supposed to be, go through your own system that you have created. Now you are afraid because the judges there, they are your people. 12 of them were elected by, or were appointed by
President Akufo-Addo.
Yes, President Akufo-Addo. Only 2 are from previous government and President John Dramani Mahama's administration. So out of the 12, if we are taking 5, then you should know that even if we put the 2 there, 3 are from your side. So why are you afraid?
But they gave 5-0.
Yes, so
it means there's something going on that they are all not happy about.
The law is the law.
No, they cannot go
The law is the law.
anything outside the law.
The law is the law.
The law is the law.
Because if we have 5-0, then it tells you that even the 3, let's assume 2 is from previous administrations and 3 is from the same president who appointed you. We have the common sense to say that, there might be people that in one way or the other, you might have good terms with them. So if there is anything in the law that they can do to help you, they would have done it.
And these are judges you were empaneling.
That's the point.
You were empaneling all the
Exactly. Wow. The little I just want to, I know your time is up, but just to add that, you cannot eat your cake and have it. It's as simple as that. This is not law. I'm saying also that at this point, like I said, Val, if you are talking to a lawyer of a certain standard and you realize that he decides not to speak law in a matter of law and now speaking grammar, then you should know there's a problem. It's as simple as that. It cannot be any other thing than to say that the person is being hypocritical. He's just thrown away all the beautiful laws he's learned to the dogs. Other than that, I don't see where we are getting to with this matter. It's one of the petition the dean of the diplomatic. It is much ado about nothing. The people are working. The committee is already working. Even when the matter was taken to the Supreme Court, the interlocutory injunction was in it. The day they were adjudicating, they were sitting. So nothing will change. I think that I have said, and I said on radio this morning and several other mornings, that I don't think that the Chief Justice doesn't know what she's about. She's had, I think they said she's been there to the committee to meet them, and then she'll be going again and all that. She can go and speak for herself. So I don't know why a political party would want to sit back and be doing all kind of shenanigans for her. It is much ado about nothing. Let's move on. The committee will work, will bring their recommendations. Who knows? For all the things that are happening, maybe the recommendation could be that Mr. President should just reinstate her to take up the job and
which
then
is possible.
continue, which is possible based on whatever she will go and present to the committee. So we should the other man will say, Bojidi, everybody, cool down. Let's wait for what the findings will come up with. But I'm saying that you appoint somebody, you nominate somebody onto a committee you have set to look into the matter of the honorable member for Otafo, Vincent Asifua. Then the same judge you put on that committee, president sees wisdom in appointing that judge on a committee to investigate you, and you have a problem.
Yes.
What did you see in that judge? For which reason you put him on that particular panel to advocate a matter which was concerning you? What did you see in that judge? So all of a sudden, the judge, he has no knowledge.
Conflict of interest.
No. This is serious.
If we encourage some of these things, I'm telling you that the Samuel Ofori guy, to which the Chief Justice injunction went to Justice Poorman that he cannot sit on the matter because he had sat on the matter for Samuel Ofori and that he ruled in favor of Samuel Ofori. Justice Adibu Asiedu had also dissented in that particular decision in January concerning the same Ofori. So are we saying that Ofori should also petition that because Justice Adibu dissented the decision in that Supreme Court ruling, so he shouldn't also sit on the panel? What kind of thing is this? We cannot at every point in time, the judges, there should be somebody to sit in and judge a matter, regardless of whatever you think about the person. What was the decision on the Gao case? When somebody petitioned that Gao is a known MPP person.
In fact, it was Tadosori.
Yes.
Who said that Justice Gao had contested on the ticket of the NPP and then so issued.
What was the position of that panel?
The Chief Justice said that.
Chief Justice was the presiding judge. What did she say? He said it doesn't matter. The job has to be done.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So that's how we wrap up for this week's edition of Facts of the Week, the show that separates the chaff, the propaganda, from the facts. On Ghana's #1 CTV, we come your way every Friday, 6:30 to 7:30. My name is Valentina Ofori Afriyie. My guest, Dr. Frederick Ntiamwa, lecturer, University of Ghana, Legon, and Dr. Desmond Kofi Annan. The show produced by Mr. Cephas Mensah and the entire team. We are grateful for your company. In case you missed any part of the program, my CTV GH on Facebook, you can watch, and there will be a repeat on Saturday, 10:30 a.m. here on CTV Ghana's #1. Good night.